Welcome back, everybody. Catching Elegant at an awkward moment.
Sorry about that.
I tried to time it better, Elegant, but we were already 30 seconds over.
Oh god. I have no excuse. I'm deeply unprofessional. I'm sorry about that.
That's alright. We are back for Group B here in the Team Liquid Legacy Star League round of 16. But before that, huge thanks to our sponsors Razer and Twitch TV for making all of this happen, and huge thanks to Team Liquid as well, of course.
Yep. Big thanks to all those guys. I mean, I don't really need to add anything to that, because what does my word mean? I was just caught eating in the middle of a cast, so who cares what I think? But for what it's worth, big thanks to our sponsors, Razer and Twitch TV, and of course, huge thanks to Team Liquid for making this happen at their end as well.
Alright, cool. So now let us go have a look at the group. For Group B, we have Michael, NeMu, Bakuryu, and Project. Oh man, what a crazy group here.
Yeah, I mean, this group, I'm actually really looking forward to this, because I think people are underrating Project left, right, and centre. I think NeMu's a fun player to watch. I like Bakuryu. I think Michael, anything can happen with a game with Michael in it. So this could be actually a really, really interesting group. And I'm actually quite hesitant to call it as well, because NeMu looked good in the interview, Project looked good in previous tournaments, and Bakuryu and Michael look good at all times. So anything actually really can happen right now.
Yeah, and I think these guys have a lot of fans as well. Bakuryu and Project in particular, I know have a ton of fans on Team Liquid. People even were making some cheerfuls for them before this. I actually saved a few so I can show you guys. So look at this. We got some Group B cheerfuls here. Hey, go Bakuryu!
I need to turn the stream on. I need to see this.
Oh, you do, Elegant. You do. These are amazing.
Oh, that's great.
Look, I've got more. Look, Project
It's
Marine.
Like
they seem to be mostly Project as well. I think he's got the most fans, at least judging by the cheerful count.
Project is a boss. I would have thought it would be Bakuryu coming out on top of the cheerful count.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe everyone already knows that Bakuryu is awesome and stuff, so they feel like they need to cheer for Project more. Especially because people are doubting Project, so
I don't know. He just seems like a guy you'd make cheerfuls for. Yeah. He's even got a mustache. Somebody can do something with the mustache, maybe. I don't know.
That's true. That's true. Someone should make an awesome picture with that.
Yep. I love the Marine, though, and the Medic. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it's crazy good art. That's actually somebody made a blog with just like the pictures from that picture. So yeah, I think it's called like TLS Cheerful or something. Anyway, that's pretty awesome. And yeah. In addition to that, by the way, there's interviews with a couple of these guys, Michael and NeMu. If you guys go check out the live report thread, there were a couple of interviews posted there. And NeMu's in particular, I think, is quite interesting. He seems to be superbly confident in winning this group. Yep. He even let one of our referees tell him what race to play. All right, because NeMu is a random player. Okay, so he says, yeah, I can play any matchup anytime. So before the group started, he was like in a channel with one of our admins. He was like, all right, you know what? Oh, it was Epoxide, because Epoxide was the only person who picked him to advance from the round of 24 to the round of 16. So he's like, you know what, Epoxide, you're a cool dude. I'm gonna let you tell me what matchups I'm gonna play in Group B in the round of 16.
You see, that looks maybe like confidence, but there's no way that he can be that good at all races that he can beat. I don't know. I don't buy it. I think he's getting ahead of himself a bit there. I mean, we'll see, but I think maybe he's stretching.
Well, I think what would be really funny is if he like pretends that he's going to do that and actually chooses a completely different race. Because Epoxide told him to play ZVT and TVZ, right? So maybe Michael right now, he's all prepared to play a ZVT, and then suddenly like NeMu picks Protoss, and he's like, what? What? Could be a mind game. Could be a sick
That would be
mind
the
game.
ultimate mind game. That'd be so good.
Anyway, I guess we'll see here going into game number 1. It's going to be Michael versus NeMu here in Group B of the round of 16.
Yes, indeed.
And here we are in the first match at the top right as the White Terran indeed. We have NeMu BG, and at the bottom right as the Teal Zerg, we have Michael.
Yes, indeed we do. True to his word, we have a good old TVZ, and this is good for me because I love TVZ, and straight away come in with the crap.
Oh man, I love how they were both thinking along the same lines for that joke. Epic. Alright. That's fantastic.
Let's see how far NeMu can take this. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of those guys who can just talk and talk and talk. Might see a little bit of chat rush in action from him.
Well, this is particularly interesting because, you know, as you were saying before, Michael is known for being kind of a cheesy player. I mean, after all, his ID on IC Cup is Cheese King, all caps.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you know, NeMu's random, and random players have the reputation for being quite cheesy as well. And just as I say it, we have a forward 8 racks here from NeMu.
I love that. I love that. So at the beginning of the game, he calls out Michael as in, you know, what kind of cheese are you going to do? Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, NeMu. Take it seriously, damn it.
Dude, he is. This is part of the strategy, man. He's doing a chat rush while he 8-raxes. This is exactly part of his strat.
This is as serious
Look,
as
he even paused the game, pretending that his antivirus was messed up so that Michael would, like, not pay attention anymore and forget to build a drone or something. Look at this. NeMu's actually executing this rush brilliantly. He's done the chat rush. He's done the fake pause. Look, he's still chat rushing.
Wow, what mind games.
NeMu actually, he's a superb random player, I gotta say.
And so now he's actually saying what build he's doing before it's been scouted.
Exactly.
He is an interesting human being. I mean, this is a novel way to play StarCraft. And Michael responding with the trash talk a little bit and responding with a hatchery as well. So clearly displaying enough confidence that he's going to be able to progress with his build as planned, not shaken at all by NeMu's crap.
It's quite interesting, though, that he did go for Overpool instead of 12-hatch. Obviously, 12-hatch being the most standard CBT build. So I guess Michael was a little bit wary as well. Presumably, Michael did know that he'd be playing Terran beforehand, but I'm not really sure. Anyway, we got a couple Marines moving out right now, but obviously the Ling's already in production. Yeah, so they're going to go straight home here. I was going to say it would be a pretty big mistake to actually move out on the map with those. So he's going to be a bit behind on the SCV count, but he, of course, can just build a bunker now and expand behind, and I think he'll still be okay. Yeah,
he should be alright. I mean, it's not too heavy of an investment. It's worth it kind of being speculative. He might have been able to get some good damage with it, but as it was, it just wasn't going to be. So Michael's going to be completely wise to that. And yeah, it looks like NeMu's just going to... Is he going to make a command center? I'm kind of waiting for it to happen. Keep going back to the gas as well. I'm waiting for something crazy to happen. But I think it is going to be a natural CC for him.
Yeah, one interesting thing that just happened also is that... NeMu left his Marines a little bit far out on the wide ramp. I think he was hoping to catch a drone scout or something that might be coming from the top left or something like that. But yeah, he had to move them back obviously because the Lings were coming there. So good timing sense there from him. And yeah, as you say, oh, there we go. Just as I was about to point out, the expansion is going down there, and looks like the scouting SCV may even make it home. Oh no! Oh!
He's going to do his best, but I think he's doomed. He's doomed to remain on the map until he is finally destroyed by the Zerglings. He's going to try his best, but the Marines might actually be able to come out to save it. Just as I was saying that, the SCV's fat is pulled from the fire.
Oh no.
Might lose a couple of Marines here. NeMu not being careful enough. He's going to lose 2 Marines and maybe a 3rd one here as well. Loses a 3rd one. And so maybe nothing is safe anymore. Those Marines going to do their darndest, but I think they're in huge amounts of trouble. And NeMu's losing all of his Marines out the front of his base there. He has 2 still in the bunker, so he should be able to defend, but that's a really pretty serious mistake.
Man, great move by Michael there, moving up to the ramp so that the Marines wouldn't have vision and immediately turning around to attack them as they ran up the ramp there. And pretty big mistake there from NeMu. And it seems that he knew it as well. Alright. Looks like, unfortunately, Green 45 Project, who I believe is actually a Poxide, is being kicked out here. It's a little bit sad here. I mean, yeah, he's NeMu's biggest fan, and NeMu's just kicking him out of the game.
Yeah, that is sad.
Aww. Oh well, Poxide died.
Well, he's going to be able to catch the stream. Hopefully he's watching right now, cheering for his man NeMu, although he'll already know the result because he was refereeing, but nonetheless, he should represent. NeMu now does have his expansion safe. I'm going to say safe because you're never quite sure how safe NeMu is actually going to be. Meanwhile, we have a Hydralisk Den coming in quite early from Michael, so as expected, not doing anything completely standard. He has link speed coming in as well.
Oh my god, I think he's going to slow drop. He's going to slow drop into NeMu's main. Look, you can see the overlords moving into position. Oh my God, Michael! Michael, yes! Yes, get dropped,
the
get
cheese
dropped.
king.
I think he's gonna. I'm pretty sure that's what he's doing. Yeah, he's got 2 overlords heading to the top here because of. Here, let me reveal a little map. Look, it's very easy to slow drop into the main. You have the high ground right here, the third. Just load up here, drop over here. It just takes 3 seconds, and oh man, this is gonna be brutal if NeMu doesn't see it coming, and I don't see how he's gonna see it coming.
I have no idea. This is the kind of thing I always think about Michael's play. It's like, how is this going to be kind of sniffed out? Because NeMu's got no map presence. He'd have to just clairvoyantly know it was there somehow, or he'd just have to be scouting literally every possible avenue, and he'd have to stumble upon that as he was doing so. That's not completely unlikely at this point, because he knows that Michael has a reputation. Everybody knows that Michael has a reputation, so maybe, just maybe, NeMu will be able to scout this. But he does have scouts, so if it's lurkers, which it will be, then he should have a chance of cleaning this out, although it could cost him a fair number of Marines, which he doesn't necessarily have after his early blunder.
Yeah, sorry, I was just a bit confused there, because Michael actually delayed his lurker attack quite a bit. I mean, if you look, his drop was actually quite a ways along, and his lurker attack kind of just started. And there's the scan. He sold the Hydra Den, but there's no way for him to know that it's actually a slow drop as well here. So he's like, oh, okay, Michael's just going 3-hatch lurker, and I'll just, build an extra bunker at the front and build a turret, and I'll be completely fine. And he would be wrong.
But against Michael, I'm surprised that you wouldn't check absolutely every possible avenue of cheese that you possibly can. So I know that if I were playing against Michael, I would probably scout the back of my base, and I would probably be aware that something like this could be happening as well. Just because it's Michael, you have to account for every different type of cheese under the sun. And so I think NeMu is actually making a little bit of an avoidable mistake right now.
Dude, if I was playing against Michael, I'd build like a cannon ring around my base, like I was playing fastest or something. Just be like, oh my God, I'm going to be completely defended here. Oh, he's going to drop them in first and morph them on the inside. Ooh, cute. Very, very cute. And look at this, building a couple of Sunkens doesn't want to get busted while his army's like inside the Terran's main. But yeah, NeMu's completely unprepared for this. His army's outside on the the front of the natural. He's doing everything kind of completely normally. And little does he know, there's an army building inside his main base right now.
Yeah, there is. That's 4 lurkers. That's going to be scary against the low number of Marines that we're going to be seeing right now from NeMu. NeMu still has no idea. This looks so crazy when he looks at it from an omniscient point of view, because you can see this as it happens. You can see the Terran just so cluelessly continuing with his everyday life. He's making barracks, he's making SCVs, he's chugging along okay, and then boom, in come the lurkers, and his world is turned upside down. Hopefully his units don't move too far out, and as I say that, his units
like one of those. It's like one of those meanwhile posters. It's like, meanwhile, in the top left of the main, there's 4 lurkers morphing.
This is horrible, and now NeMu, of course, sees what's happening. His Southboy is not going to be able to finish, and now he's having to dash back with his Marines.
Oh man, don't run down! There's lurkers there! No!
He's going to be able to get down to the bottom of the ramp, however. He might just be able to snipe off that second lurker as well, but this is going to be an absolute bloodbath. It's going to be so hard for him to get to the bottom of that ramp. What's the rest of these lurkers, bro? Will he be able to get down there? No, he will not. It looks like he's going to have to lift at least one of his barracks, and he's going to have to try and position some fresh units inside his main just to prevent the lurkers from moving towards his SCV line, which is a very, very real and present danger right now.
Man, notice how Michael, as soon as the lurkers were revealed, he immediately moved them to block the bottom of the ramp here so that the main army couldn't go back into the base. So the only units that NeMu has to defend his base right now are the units popping out from the barracks, and that's not very many at all.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, oh my God, a huge lurkerling army is moving at the front here. There's 2 bunkers, but they're both empty. Is he actually going to drop them over, or is he just going to break the front? He's almost got overall speed. Oh my God, he's going for the front. He's going for the break. NeMu's in trouble. He's going to run into the bunkers. He's going into the bunker. The other bunker has got a couple of units in it. Is it going to be enough? There's the scan. The SCVs are going to repair, but the lurkers are killing so many SCVs. It looks like NeMu holds. NeMu holds.
Oh, he does manage to prevent the big all-in at the front. I think that was a curious move from Michael. It could have worked, but NeMu, Michael kind of stymied himself there because he wasn't letting NeMu get back into his main, and then he went for a big attack against front where he knew all NeMu's units would be. So I think maybe a little bit of an error there. And now, why didn't he wait for the overlord speed to kick in and then drop a whole bunch of units into the back of NeMu's base? Oh, NeMu dashing in. I don't think that was the right idea. And siege tech is done, so that means that Michael is now on the clock. He's going to have to do the damage while he can before his units are cleaned out. And NeMu is actually not coming out of this too terribly.
Yeah, Michael, I mean, his third base, of course, was very, very delayed. He invested a lot of money in that in that slow drop attack. It has done a lot of damage. I mean, he killed a lot of SCVs here at the natural when they were trying to repair the bunker. And obviously, he's basically, you know, he's got the Terran down to a very small army count as well, and continuing to drop units in. It's definite. This attack is in the main is still not over yet, even with the siege tanks out, because there's still a lot of lurkerling. But look at this, 2 bunkers actually. Unfortunately, they're empty. He's finally loading in a couple of units. Those 2 bunkers could be crucial. The 2 tanks are out of position. He needs some SCVs to actually repair these bunkers, but he could just lose them to the lurkers anyway. It looks like, oh man, it might not even matter. Michael losing everything here. I can't believe it.
Oh my god, Michael just lost pretty much every single one of the units he had in the back there. Those bunkers were a great shout from NeMu. I think that was a very valuable addition. Without those bunkers, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have been able to hold out there, but they really made all the difference. He lost one of them, but it doesn't matter. Bunkers are cheap, and they have done their job. So now Michael is going to have to regroup, and is now starting to pump some drones out.
Oh, but there's a lurker drop in the back, 11 kills in the back of the natural.
Oh my god.
Man, I was intentionally watching for that as well, and I still missed it. I was like, this would be a perfect time for a lurker drop at the natural. Oh, man.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. The lurkers managed to grab themselves a good number of kills, and the SCVs looking quite sparse at the natural. They're quite sparse in the main now as well. NeMu's going to have to switch back to SCV production in a pretty serious way, and I think Michael's definitely come out on top of this, and he's being able to drone up quite heavily now. So I think he's done okay out of that. Having said that, he does have that weird low gas third base, so he's not going to be as gas rich as it might appear, and it's also quite close on the path from NeMu's main to his main.
How is NeMu not at all phased by this? Like, he just lost, you know, most of his SCVs. He got lurker dropped in the main. He's like, yeah, it's all good. I'm just gonna keep chatting away with my opponent. Man, this guy, balls of steel.
Seems to be pretty chilled. I think that's probably going to help him though, because nerves are one of the biggest killers in this kind of tournament. I mean, nerves are bad, and if NeMu can just stay on top of his mindset, then I think he's going to be looking good. Because in a situation like this, it'd be so easy to just kind of lose your bottle and just kind of fall to pieces. But I think NeMu's going to be alright against that, it seems. He has the attitude.
Yeah, and it looks like he's catching up in economy now as well. As you said, after that attack, he was definitely behind Michael, economy-wise, but I think army-wise he was still ahead. His supply was ahead. It's still ahead just a little bit, 75 against 66. Looks like Michael trying to be sneaky, just poking around with an Overlord just to see if there's any opportunity for him to drop. You're going to see nothing here, so he's not going to bother with these 2 Overlords. You can see he's just going to drop them straight away on the outside, knowing he's not going to be able to do too much with them. Meanwhile, look at this. He actually has scouted around is scouting around the edge of the map with this Overlord just to check for hidden expansions. Very, very smart move by Michael. He knows it's a very real possibility that NeMu's like, okay, if Michael's distracted doing all these fancy drops and attacks, it'd be very easy for him to actually go for the hit next. But it looks like NeMu is getting ready for the big move out now. He's got 4 siege tanks, a decent size medic marine force, and this third base, not only is it a lower gas value, as you said, but it's also closer to the Terran, so that makes it easier for NeMu to actually push out and attack this.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't think that's the best decision for Michael. Maybe it was just kind of a rushed decision to take that base, although I think he was able to take that pretty freely. I mean, I would have much preferred if he'd have taken maybe the bottom left-hand corner instead. But it looks like he's going to go for the bottom left-hand corner third base now as well. Again, another low gas base. I don't know if that's the best call. Meanwhile, NeMu looking ready to push out, and that's actually quite a scary army. There's a significant number of lurkers out, but not that much Ling backing, so I don't think this is going to be too strong for Michael. He might actually have to pull back if NeMu decides he's really going to move forward.
NeMu looks like he's going to go clear out these Lings at his third, but I want to point out something interesting, by the way. NeMu went for +1 armor before +1 attack, when you usually see +1 attack first. I think the reason for that is he saw his opponent going lurkers, and if you have no armor upgrade, lurkers 2-shot marines, but if you have 1 armor, they 3-shot marines. So it's a very big advantage against a lurkering player, but obviously usually you see mutas in ZBT, so they go for the attack first. So I think that's an interesting little distinction there, but man, that is so many lurkers. You've got to be so careful moving up here. Jesus, that's a lot of lurkers. Oh no, the vessel!
Loses the first science vessel. That is a big deal for NeMu, because of course now he's going to have to sink so many scans into taking care of those lurkers. Meanwhile, at the other end of things, we do have Hive Tech on the way in for Michael, so he's kind of going to be in that transitionary phase now where he's trying not to spend too much of his cash on mid-game units, but he's going to have to invest quite heavily in that anyway. But he's just got to try and make himself safe enough for the time being until he can really get aggressive once again. He is managing to keep NeMu running a little bit scared though. He's keeping NeMu close to home and preventing that third base from happening quite yet. So good job to Michael for doing that. But even still, he's going to be a little bit susceptible for a little bit of time right now to Terran pressure, and he's really producing pretty heavily on his lurkers.
Hey man, if I saw that many lurkers, I mean, I'm not even in the game, and I'm scared of that many lurkers. That is an obscene number of lurkers right now. And it just goes to show, I guess, you know, if you're not going muted, all that extra gas is invested in lurkers, and you can get a ton of lurkers. You just see 2-port vessel here from NeMu. That's slightly surprising to me. I guess it's partly because he has such a huge gas bank, he wants to spend that on science vessels. But oftentimes, you know, I would imagine usually if you see a lurker linking player, you might want to invest in a few more siege tanks than normal, just because, well, siege tanks are pretty damn good against lurkers. So, so yeah, if you go for 2-port vessel on just two base, you can't afford to keep making siege tanks. Oh my god, looks like the huge surround is going in. That is a stupid number of lurkers. Oh my god, that should not even be allowed. Jesus.
Oh, that is the most horrible engagement I've ever seen for a Terran. The Lurk is just coming in, completely obliterating everything. NeMu's army is not even in tatters. It literally doesn't exist anymore. One Marine remaining and 2 medics. And just a couple of siege tanks left back there as well, but huge engagement right there. Michael getting exactly the position he wanted, and now he's going to lose the last of his siege tanks too. Michael scouting in and seeing that he can take care of those, and he should be able to move forward with the rest of his lurkers as well, but it looks like he's not even bothered about doing so. He's perfectly happy with the position he's in, and I am not surprised. Michael looking good after that big engagement. All his lurkers paying off.
Yep, and NeMu continuing to try and move up this wide ramp. I wonder why he doesn't just move around the side here. There is a second route past, so I don't know why he's so intent on actually pushing back these lurkers when they do have the high ground. Oh man, more Scourge coming in, one vessel down. Oh, I think he could have got the second vessel actually, but I decided to pull the Scourge back instead. But, I mean, there is a second path around here towards the Zerg's third, so I really don't understand why he's not using that instead.
No, I think he should have been using that for a while. He should have just been pulling his opponent out of position as much as he possibly could, and just trying to play that game a little bit rather than tackling him head on. Because this was a lot of lurkers, and it's been a lot of lurkers for a while. And I think if he'd have been a bit more inventive, he maybe could have made his army count. Whereas as it was, he just went head to head, and he lost, as he was always going to.
Yep, indeed, and well, I'm just trying to think, what can NeMu actually do to come back now? He's going for the pretty standard, you know, vulture switch, not really switch, but adding on vultures with mines. He's adding on a couple more barracks. I don't really see how he can afford this. 2 ports, you know, what is that, 8 barracks, and a factory making vultures still on 2 base that are getting pretty close to mined out. I mean, he's just now making a 3rd base, but oh, looks like a big attack, and there is the Dark Storm here. Dark Storm's in your natural with that many lurkers. It's gonna be very, very bad times for the Terran.
Yeah, this is going to be more than bad times for Terran. I mean, those mines could make the magic happen. I mean, those lurkers can't get through those mines right now without overload cover. But boom, as I say, the overload cover makes its presence felt. And down go with the spider mines. So damn for NeMu. NeMu would really need a 3rd base up by now. He'd need to be considering the idea of a 4th. And as it is, he's just going to be starved for cash very, very, very soon. His army is looking pretty tiny as well to boot. And they're swarming his natural. Both of these guys pretty much dead even on supply, but Michael is going to draw ahead very, very soon. And I think NeMu is running out of options very, very rapidly right now.
Yeah, and NeMu, by the way, just scanned all the bases at the bottom left as well, so he knows that Michael's got a 4th base already, and he's obviously stuck on his 2. Looks like Michael also going up to Ultralisk now, just getting more production in his main base. I mean, yeah, he's in a absolutely fantastic position. Even if the supplies are even, you know, Terran is supposed to be like 20 supply ahead, so that's already favoring the Zerg. Somehow there's 4 random medics here, 5 random medics defending the 3rd, but won't be able to do too much against anything here. For some reason he's overproducing medics, it seems. He's got a little bit too many. I think the correct ratio is between 3 to 4 Marines per medic, but
yeah,
whatever.
I think so. I mean, that ratio does look a bit ridiculous when I looked at it. Just all these medics kind of shifting around, looking like they've got pretty much nothing to do, just sitting on their hands all day. But no big deal, because I don't think it would really help NeMu if he had an extra handful of Marines. He's still producing pretty heavily off those barracks, so he's still definitely harboring some ideas that he's going to be able to push out, and he's gradually sieging his way through. But with 1 siege tank, it's going to take forever. Those lurkers just hopping back, going to be able to stay safe for a while longer. A couple of Marines laying down their lives, and the reinforcements are pouring in at this stage for Michael. He's just going the full big...
we have a queen. We have a queen, Elegant. Yes. Oh man. Oh wait, did he just make like a billion Scourge as well? Oh my god, he's gonna Scourge that flying command center at the 3rd and infest it. Oh, no, Michael, you terrible person, you.
Yes, I think NeMu's got the attitude, but can anybody's attitude hold out against that kind of crap? Can anybody do it, really?
See, NeMu talks the talk, but Michael, he walks the walk. Oh no! Oh no! He's busting out the line that NeMu used against, what was it, Andre?
Yeah.
Oh my god, NeMu.
I mean, it is going to get embarrassing. As soon as those Scourge hit and the Queen goes in, I would not be surprised if NeMu leaves. I mean, oh dear, I don't know if I can even watch. This is going to be so nasty.
It's going in, he's going in. Wait, where are the rest of the Scourge? He doesn't have that many Scourge, actually. He doesn't have enough to actually damage it.
He's not going for it quite yet. He's just going for the Science Blaster Snipe Magic to grab himself. One Science Blaster might be able to grab himself a Siege Tank as well. Not quite 2 HP left for Siege Tank. Hanging by a thread. And yeah, I think it's going to get bad. I'm looking for the Scourge right now. I'm not seeing any.
Michael, you're doing it wrong. Make Scourge. Make Scourge.
You're BMing wrong, Michael.
Man, this is... Dude, just make some Scourge, infest the command center, and NeMu will leave. Or he's not gonna leave unless the command center dies. Oh man, oh, mind drag! Oh.
It's literally just going for a little bit of showmanship. He's trying to get a mind drag, he's just throwing in huge numbers of links to try and get that done. But I honestly don't know why NeMu's still here. It has to be said at this point that he is just holding on to some weird idea that he's still in the game, whereas really he's not. Michael has been absolutely tied up and he knows it. Having said that though, I'm surprised Michael isn't taking at least one more base just so he can go kind of the full Sauron Zerg. Because that's what I would really love to see right now. I'd just love to see waves and waves of unstoppable units coming down on NeMu's head, given that the game is already gone. Usually I'm not a fan of that kind of thing, but...
oh, we have Scourge! Yes!
We
do?
do?
Some Scourge. Oh, no, we're going back. Oh, wait. They're stopping in the middle. They're not doing anything. Actually, wait, how many Scourge does it take? Okay, you need to get half health, so it takes 7? I think it takes 7.
I actually don't know, I'm not quite sure.
7 or 8, I think. But,
yeah.
I think that's enough. Alright, here we go. Alright, ready? Ready?
Yep.
Go!
Oh, ready.
Go! Yes! What? Stop teasing us, Michael!
I think he's just teasing.
Oh man,
just
what a tease.
Oh,
there we go.
And here it is. You see the infestation? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and you get the Queen back at the end. That is the
Dude,
thing.
he should land it in the Terran's main and build Infesteds right in the main.
Oh my god, he's actually going to be making Infested Terrans. Oh my god, I love it. I want one to land. I love Infested Terrans. They're so good. Come on, Michael, make this happen. NeMu looks like he's going to be able to push out. He might actually be able to kill the Infested Command Center if he gets out there. Please don't let that happen. He does somehow manage to bust through the contain, probably because of his ridiculous medic concentration. So there's like 2 medics per marine or something stupid like that. But it looks like one Infested Terran at least is going to be able to pop out, and Michael just producing a whole bunch more as well, while he still has the capability.
Looks like a random drop or something went down to the 3rd, but that got cleaned up pretty easily. Oh no! He doesn't get to use the Infested! GG from NeMu. I was just gonna say, Infested Terrans have 500 damage apparently. That's pretty crazy. I didn't know they did that much damage.
500 damage?
Yeah, it's like 4 Scourge hits.
Buildings as well?
It's 4.5 Scourge hits.
Wow.
And it does splash.
That's crazy.
It's like, no, it's
really good.
It's 4 Scarabs when you have the Scarab upgrade.
If only it were more practical.
Yeah, that's a crazy amount of damage.
Yeah, that is. That's almost worth investing in Command Center in a standard game. Well, that's bullshit, of course, but, you know, wow. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, NeMu goes down 1-0 in the group, and yeah, so...
Well, our next match is going to be Bakuyu versus Project. It's going to be another TVZ, but this is going to be super duper exciting.
Yeah.
So Elegant's been saying, you know, we're going to have faith in Project. I'm a doubter, though. I'm a doubter, so...
Hey, come on. It's not the time to doubt. After what we've seen so far today, you need to have faith, Sale. You need to have faith.
Alright, I'll see. I'll hold out. If Project even shows a good game here, even if he doesn't win, then I'll have faith.
Alright, okay. That's fair.
So we'll see the result of that after this break. BRB.